bigger scandal that 13 Americans died in Afghanistan, and the Harris-Biden administration that oversaw the withdrawal. Neither Harris nor Biden has called a single member of those 13 families, and none of them bothered to show up at the ceremony on Monday, or that a campaign photographer was part of the press pool that Donald Trump brought to Arlington.
You know, first of all, and it really irks me, Kamala Harris didn't kill the 13 GIs. Joe Biden didn't kill the 13 GIs. An ISIS-K suicide bomber killed our 13 beloved service members. You know, I think that we have to keep that straight. The fact that the Democrats have never explained the chaotic withdrawal is shameful. But on a different level and for perhaps different reasons, the incident at Arlington was also shameful. I mean, anyone who's been there, and I'm sure you've been there, or many of the people watching right now have been there, it is sacred ground. You don't take a campaign photographer for a photo op to Arlington. It's just, it's unheard of. It's horrible. And perhaps easier understand than the, maybe you can argue more.
Just to insert a couple of facts into this. Hold on. Just to insert this, the Gold Star families, who were the family members at Arlington, put out a tweet from Michael Walz, who's the congressman who's helped them through that. We would like to express our heartfelt thanks and appreciation to President Donald Trump for his presence at the recent Section 60 gathering, honoring our children and fallen brothers and sisters on the 3-year anniversary of the Abbey Gate bombing. The president and his team conducted themselves with nothing but the utmost respect and dignity for all our service members, especially our beloved children. I'm wondering why the media thinks they know better than the Gold Star families.
I can't answer. You know, I'm
asking you. You just said what he did was shameful.
Member.
I'm asking you why you think you know better than the families.
To me, as an American citizen, I didn't come to fight you about this. I'm just telling you that when I saw that he had a campaign photographer at Arlington, it really irked me in a way. And I did 11 assignments in Afghanistan. It was a horrible withdrawal. The Kabul airport has always been chaotic. Yeah. And I think that trying to blame a politician in the midst of a political campaign is, you know, what did Kamala Harris have to do with the way that withdrawal was conducted? You know, I'm not sure that she had much sway. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't hold Bagram Airfield and have a much more orderly retreat. That's on the Biden administration forever. I don't know why the Democrats didn't feel the need to show up at Arlington, but I can tell you that when I saw President Trump at Arlington with this media kind of event, I didn't like it. Now, the Gold Star family, Trump, anything, Trump in the verb, anything about how I feel about it, they are, you know, you know, whatever they say goes as far as I'm concerned.
You said, and I thought it was interesting, you said you didn't know how much Harris had to do with this. It's interesting, right? Because she, in an interview, was very proud to say that she was the last person in the room when the decision was made. And it brings us to this larger issue, right, of how, and I don't blame Kamala Harris because politicians do what's in their best interest, how the media is allowing at all Kamala Harris to divorce herself from everything that is the Biden-Harris administration. In fact, when J.D. Vance tried to bring up the Biden-Harris record, this is from Politico, our corrupt leadership is the quote, Vance tries to tether Harris to Biden during Michigan rally. Wouldn't it be the media that should be holding Harris accountable for what people are upset about the Joe Biden record?
All right. Let me say something. I want to be very clear about it. I was in Afghanistan 11 times between 2001 and 2012. No one I know, no GI I met in any service, and maybe I'm being too cosmic in my answer here, but I think that everyone believes Afghanistan in the rearview mirror is exactly where it should be. It was the longest war in American history. How long were we going to stay there, helping to fuel that violence that was just going around and around and around for no good reason?
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.